What's up, dudes? Max here, back with another breakdown for Dragon Ball FighterZ. We've been doing these for every single character in the roster and continuing on to the bad guys that were primarily at the E3 build. And once again, a big shout out to the Namco dudes giving us access to the build of this game that was at their offices. I paid for my flight up there because I know all of you dudes really wanted to see this stuff. So here we go. We're going to be checking out Cell in all his perfection. I'll say right now that between a lot of the events I've been to and the characters I've played, the one character that definitely stuck with me as just being raw fun was absolutely Android 16. For some reason, just so much stuff about him and his command grabs is hype as hell, and I just love him. But I would say the character I'm probably best with is Cell, as Cell usually occupies a spot on every single one of the teams I was playing as, and that's due to really good normals, really good approaching advancing attacks, supers that lead from almost any situation that you can do them from, and EX special moves that bring you back down to parts of the screen where your other team members can act from. He's just multi-utility, really damn good, a great comeback character, and I think Cell is possibly one of my favorite characters to play in Dragon Ball FighterZ, for sure, so let's talk about him. Cell's got possibly some of the longest reaching normal attacks of any character in Dragon Ball FighterZ right now. His heavy attacks are absolutely freaking huge, and he's got some pretty good command normals that cover a huge part of the screen. His down medium is a slide very reminiscent of some Guilty Gear characters you might have seen in the past, and he also has an advancing medium button that you can kind of tack on to certain parts of combos if you want to step forward to try to get a couple more hits, if not a little bit more damage. Cell's got really good normals, and they reach a crazy far distance, which just makes it easier to hit confirm and go into stuff. Even his jump in attack, which is the lunging in elbow, is really good for hit confirming and just moving forward to combos. So yeah, Cell's got great normal attacks. He's also got a command normal in the form of down with medium, and this immediately teleports behind the opposition. Now, the reason this move is good is because it's a great round ender. You can see it coming, you can be aware that he is going to do it, but what I love about this thing is that you can cancel it into the teleport, and the teleport is 1 bar costing, and every character gets access to it. It's back with medium and heavy, but what I like to do with Cell sometimes is do down medium, which teleports, and then do another teleport behind them, so you got teleports on top of your teleports, and good luck blocking that shit if you don't have a lot of life left. Cell's also got some kind of unique key attacks. His regular key attack just points forward and he shoots at a angled direction towards the opponent that'll hit their feet or the middle part of their body. It's okay, I find myself actually not using it too much. His aerial key attack is pretty awesome looking. He sends this sweeping blast that goes across the ground and creates a pretty damn big explosion. I haven't used this too much in combat because it does take quite a bit of time to execute. So I just love the way it looks, and I'm pretty sure it's going to get some utility because the blast does cover a pretty decent amount of range. He also has a flying forward projectile attack where I believe the input for this was forward with key, and he lunges forward and shoots multiple times as he flies across the screen. I'm not too sure how great this one is going to be because I don't think you can convert it into combos, but possibly you can convert it into a teleport behind the back kick, and you can continue that to a combo, so there's some potential there. I just didn't find anything with it because I keep forgetting he has this move. And unfortunately, I didn't get footage of it, but Cell does have a full screen command grab in the form of, I believe, Fireball back or Fireball forward with key. He essentially reaches out, does a telekinesis thing where he sort of grabs you from full screen and hacks at you with multiple slashes. It's really damn cool looking, and I hope I'll get more footage and actually use it a bunch in the beta. Now, Cell's special moves are pretty fantastic, especially for combos, and similar to a couple other characters, Cell's specials not only work on the ground, they also work in the air, which is great for air combos, great for ground combos. It's just a really good thing because it feels like everything just works when you use this character. The first one is this rolling forward attack, where it sort of dives forward if you're in an aerial angle, and lunges forward if you're on the ground, and just hits multiple times and knocks the opponent down. You can cancel this into supers, you can cancel this into teleport kick, a ton of stuff. But there is another move that I like to use a lot more at the end of combos, and it's his flip kick special, where if it is landed, he goes into multiple strikes and he kicks you back down to the ground. This thing looks really cool, once again is great to combo into supers, but the really special part about it is the EX version. Now, the reason this is good is if you're in the air, the final hit ends in a back crack. He like grabs your body and hugs you and starts choking you out. And no matter where you are, whether or not you're in the air, it will actually bring you back down to the ground to execute this part of the move. And that's really good because some characters you can't DHC into unless they're on the ground, like Gohan. So if you have Gohan as your secondary or whatever, you can directly go into Gohan Super after you do a Cell Super, because at the end of this thing, of course, you can cancel it into Super as well. So you're going to be seeing a lot of this thing. This is a heavy version which costs 1 bar, but the utility of it and the fact that it does good damage and brings them back down to the ground and you can do it multiple times in one combo, yeah, it's pretty good, dude. His Kamehameha specials are the usual flare. He's able to shoot a grounded one in a forward direction or an upward angled direction to catch people out of the sky. And he also has one in the air that kind of shoots down forward, and I don't believe it had any other directions, which is kind of similar to many other characters in Dragon Ball FighterZ right now. Now, Cell's supers have a huge amount of utility, and they're both very good. He only has 2. One of them is the energy field, and this thing has a huge circle radius around him that covers a pretty damn big amount of screen space, and is generally your level 1 you want to go to tack on a little bit extra damage at the end of combos or DHC out or something like that. While his level 3 is kind of the usual Kamehameha fanfare, it covers a big amount of the screen, it uses 3 bars, does good damage at the end of combos, and I believe it was only executable on the ground. I'm not entirely sure on this one. I'd have to actually check in the beta whether or not you can do this thing in the air. But that is fine because, like I said, Cell does have a heavy version of one of his specials that costs 1 bar, but will bring the opponent all the way back down to the ground to execute a level 3 if need be. So this character is a combo monster. He does crazy damage. A lot of the stuff he does looks super cool, which is the multitude of reasons why I think Cell is one of my favorite characters in the game. That's all I got on Cell right now, guys. I'll be playing a whole bunch more with these guys in the beta, trying to find out new cool stuff and figuring out how good their neutral is and everything like that. But we're not done yet. Got a couple more characters to go on the breakdowns of the bad guys. And if you dudes want to check that out, I encourage you to subscribe. I appreciate the likes on these videos. And here's a few Cell combos I was able to figure out with the limited period of time I did have playing the latest build of Dragon Ball FighterZ. Thank you again, dudes. My name is Max, and I'll see you next time.
では諸君、ごきげんよう。